Alright everyone, so I've got some really exciting news to share with you guys, and I wanted to go over in detail because this is really big news, especially for free-to-play players and people who are looking for new ways to get gems in the future, because we now know from the developer note that there is going to be a new way to get gems coming to Grand Cross Global. Now, the JP version of the game has already implemented this in the game, so some of you guys have already been given a hint as to what this is, but if you went through and actually took a look at the dev notes that were posted on the 19th of this month, there was a little section right here that says more ways to get diamonds. We've heard that many knights want more ways to obtain diamonds. We are currently hard at work implementing a system which will grant diamonds for awakening SSR equipment to Tier 5. This includes previously awakened Tier 5 SSR equipment, so I wanted to give you guys all the important information about this that you're going to want to know, including, of course, how expensive, how many resources, including gold, is it actually going to take in order to bring a piece of SSR gear from nothing all the way to 5-star to see if it's actually going to be worth doing this specifically for the gem that you get. Now, I want to bring attention as well to that part in parentheses. This includes previously awakened Tier 5 SSR equipment. So the great news as well to everybody listening is that when the system is implemented into the game, everyone is going to be getting one gem for every piece of 5-star SSR equipment that they've already leveled up and acquired. So you're going to be getting, hopefully, a decent number of diamonds right off the bat without even having to worry about doing this after it actually comes out. Now, another really important thing is making the distinction between 5-star SSR awakened and then 5-star SSR awakened plus 5. Now, that is unfortunately probably what a lot of people have on their gear and on their heroes, which makes sense, of course, because you want to have the best stats possible, right? So you're probably going to want to bring up your gear to, 5-star plus 5. But the thing is, that is a lot more expensive. It takes a lot more resources, specifically gold and those brown stones, in order to get that last plus 5 enhancement levels, and you do not need that in order to qualify, in order to get the gem. I repeat, you do not need the last plus 5 levels to qualify in order to get the gem, and that's going to tack on a lot of extra cost in gold. You just need to bring it up to 5-star and plus 0 enhanced. That will qualify you for the gem. So, this might be good news for some of you guys, might be bad news for other of you guys, but I know myself that all my SSR gear that I use on units, unfortunately, I took it to plus 5 because I do want to get those extra stats, even though it is expensive. Alright, so now let's go over the specific numbers, and I've actually spent about an hour and a half this morning really going through and testing this extensively so I can give you guys as accurate information about this as possible. I want to put as a bit of a disclaimer, though, that this is all RNG, right? When it comes to enhancing, the only stage that is not RNG dependent is the very first Awakened Star, because that has a 100% chance success rate. You do have a pity system, which I did calculate and factor into my numbers as well, but once you get beyond 1-star Awaken, your chances of enhancement success are going to be based off of RNG, but we could still get a pretty good, reasonable figure just based on averages on how expensive it's going to be. And I've done this. I went through, leveled up a few pieces of gear, and I want to show you guys the numbers here. Don't be overwhelmed. I'm going to explain it. It might look a little bit more crazy than it actually is. But the important things to take note of are how expensive it actually gets once you get to that last couple of Awaken levels, and also that the amount of gold that it actually takes. It's about 50-50 in terms of the enhancement cost and also the awakening cost. And also with the pity system, once you get to around, 4-star Awaken, it's actually going to save you quite a bit of gold. It doesn't really factor into saving a ton of gold before that because your chance of success is already pretty high. But once you get to 4-star Awaken, and especially at that 5-star Awaken level, when you only have a 10% chance of success with an enhancement, that's where the pity system is huge, and it's actually going to save you about 55% of the cost in order to, enhance all the way up to 5-star plus 5. But I repeat, you do not need to go to 5-star plus 5 in order to get the gem. You just need to go to 5-star plus 0, and you are good to go. So when we add up all these costs, you can see that it takes a decent amount of gold. Also, of course, brownstones are going to need a good amount of those. I know I'm overwhelmed and overflowing, and I always have to vendor those off. But if you guys don't have a big stockpile of brownstones, you're going to need plenty of them in order to take a whole bunch of gear up to 5-star. And also the gold and the blue stones. Don't forget, that's a lot of gold. 80,000 gold just to take it to 1-star awaken. Then it doubles to 160,000 gold to awaken to 2 stars, 240,000 gold, 320 and 400,000 gold. And you're going to need a total of 15 5-star blue stones for every single piece of 5-star gear that you're going to want. So those of you guys who are newer, still probably saving up a bunch of those blue stones. It takes a little while. We've had a few decent opportunities to get a reasonable amount of them. Of course, we had all that controversy with the Attack on Titan collaboration, how we weren't able to farm that, but hopefully you guys were still able to stockpile a decent amount of blue stones. And now let's get into the final numbers here. Now notice that very last line right there where it's 5-star awaken to 5-star awaken plus 5 enhanced. That is super expensive. 2.1 million gold. Now that's without the pity system. The pity system is going to actually slash that in about half. So instead of being 2.1 million gold, it's only going to be about 1 million gold. But still, it's so expensive, and that is such a huge cost to awakening, is the cost that it actually is after you take it up to 5-star. Just getting those last 5 enhancement levels is super duper expensive. Alright, so now moving along here, you can see that the total cost in enhancement in order to get up to 5-star awakening is about 1 million gold. It's also going to take you approximately 450 brownstones. I would probably say 500 to 600 just based on RNG to be a little bit on the safer side just in case you don't run out. And it's also going to take you exactly 1.2 million gold in awakening costs. As well as, of course, those 15 5-star blue awakening stones as well. So about 50-50 in terms of the amount of gold that it takes from the enhancement and the amount of gold that it takes in the awakening costs. So the last numbers right here, in order to qualify to get the gem from the 5-star awaken SSR gear, it's going to cost you about 2.2 million gold. That's just the gold. Don't forget about the other stuff that you need, but that is to qualify for the gem. Now, if you do want to take a 5-star SSR gear up to +5 afterwards for the extra stats, or if you decide to UR it in the future, that's going to cost you an additional approximately 1.1 million gold. So that's quite expensive, right? And then you're looking at approximately, 3.3-ish million gold. Again, these are not exact numbers. They're all averages. It could be a bit more, could be a bit less. It all depends on your RNG. But you're still looking at about 3.3 million gold, as well as all those brownstones, all those awakening stones, in order to finish an SSR piece of gear. That's bringing it up to 5-star awaken, +5, ready to go right before you UR it. And of course, this isn't even getting into anvils and hammers, which is obviously a whole different beast. But this video wasn't about the stats on the equipment itself. It was really about just trying to get the numbers for that 5-star awaken so you can get a sense of whether it's going to be worth going for specifically for the gems. So now you know the numbers. You're looking at several million gold, as well as all of these materials to get a 5-star gear for the gem. Is it worth making a whole bunch of gear that you're not really going to use just for the gem? Probably not. I mean, that's a lot of gold. It takes a long time to save up that kind of gold. I would say, though, it's a great bonus if you already are working on this gear for units that you are going to use. It's nice to get those extra gems in addition to gear that you're going to be working on normally. But my advice here, my little takeaway, is I probably won't go out of my way to work on 5-star awakened gear that you're not going to use just in order to get the gem. The prices, the numbers, the gold, it just doesn't add up. It's a little bit too expensive in order for that. So anyway, again, these numbers all took several hours before this video, doing a lot of experimentation and calculations, and I don't want to get into the crazy math in this video or it'll be a bit overwhelming, but I hope you guys learned a bit and were able to take something away from this video. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you like these videos and want more in the future. And if you do, consider subscribing to the channel. Feel free to toss a quick like as well. It means more than you can imagine, so thank you so much to all of you who decide to do that. And more videos should be popping up on the screen right about now or in the suggested videos to your right or below. Feel free to check them out, more guides, tutorials, and fun videos like this. But if not, until next time, take care everyone, have a great day. This is Salt of the Salty Guild, signing out.